I was in college in Gainesville, and I remember getting there, and one of the kids, we were in physics, and he said, "Did you hear that there was the bombing?" And I was like, "No." So we asked our teacher if they would turn it on, and he said, "Absolutely not, that the chances were when you get home it's going to be on the news." And sure enough, as I was driving home, for the first time in my life, I listened to talk radio, and they talked about it the whole time. I got home and watched the news, and just like he had promised, it was on the news continuously for days and days. I worked at Walgreens at that time, and I worked in the pharmacy, and for the first time ever, they did like a live feed over they usually play like some kind of silly music or whatever, and they did a live feed and they had a moment of silence and they played all patriotic music that day. So it was scary because our freedom was at stake, and look at us now.
I was in the 5th grade, so I was in school actually, and I remember coming back from one of our specials class, and when I saw on the TV what was happening, I was just really confused because that was honestly the first time that I've ever seen or heard or knew that existed. And I remember my teacher coming up to me and letting me know, I guess my mom had called in because at the time my dad was actually out of town and he was around that area. So they informed me that my dad was okay, but I was still kind of confused. Things were going very fast, and I didn't really know the full significance and everything that was going on. So, when I came to an understanding, of course, very sad. It hurt me, it shocked me, but I think that's a moment in history that should always be remembered. Just be thankful for where we're at today.
When the world stopped turning that September day, out in the yard, your wife and children.
I remember exactly where I was. I was in my first year of teaching at Bowie Middle School in Irving, Texas. And I was in the gym teaching PE, and our head coach walked in and said the plane just flew into the buildings. And at first it was, I didn't believe him because he had a tendency to joke around. So I didn't believe him, but after class we all went into the office and had the TV on, and my heart just sank because it was so emotional, and so many people were affected by it. I personally didn't know anybody that was affected by it as far as in the buildings or anything, but it truly affected the entire country, and since that day we haven't been the same, and I don't think we'll ever be the same.
Working on some stage in LA, did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky?
On that day I was working with the Hempstead Police Department down in Houston. Me and my partner had just gotten off work. We were at the barber shop getting our hair cut, and it came across the TV. As soon as we got our haircuts, we went ahead and got dressed and went back to work just to make sure everything was going okay. Seeing all the people hurt, the officers, the firemen that lost their lives. Law enforcement's a brotherhood, so we lost a lot of our brothers that day, so it was real hard for them.
You rejoice for the people who walked from the rubble and sob for the ones left below. Did you burst out in pride for the red, white, and blue, the heroes who died just doing what they do? Did you look up to heaven for some kind of answer and look at yourself and what really matters? I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real politician.